Okay, hopefully we're going to have a bit of better luck with this Hawkstone than we just had with the Amstel, because the Amstel keg decided it was going to leak everywhere because it wasn't sealing properly or it was overcarbonated. There was an issue with the keg. In this review we're going to review Hawkstone Lager from Clarkson's farm. So a few months ago we were watching Clarkson's farm and suggested that we reviewed this beer, and yeah, it's been eagerly anticipated, so we are ready for it now. We've just finished this keg off this afternoon, so the machine stayed on. Let's just get into it, because beer time. We have a black lid here, so as I pull up, all you need to do is pull up the plastic. It should rip off, which then allows you to rip off this lid. And I used this line already on a previous failed keg, so already we're not off to a great start. So we'll move that glass over there and open this up. I might do a different view so you can see a bit more intensely on what's going on. Yeah, so just a bit of a different angle. You can see this a little bit more close up on what's going on. So we open them doors, we lift up this handle, and we can pull this keg out. Oh, this keg's got a bit of ice on it. To get it off, you can press this blue button here, squeeze it out. And for this one, we're going to leave the keg in. Now it has got a bit of ice around here, which is unusual. I don't know why it's done that, but I'm happy with colder beer, if possible. We're then going to, as usual, press this pin here into that hole there. I know I've shook this beer up a little bit, so whilst it's cooling it should settle. I think that's in, as easy as that. Now you can see there's a hole up here, and on the back of this keg there is a similar sort of slot. Okay, so my memory card had an issue with it, so we've had to restart filming. So all we've done is put that keg in. It just slipped in, and it's been in here now a day because we ended up drinking the Amstel from the other one as it was leaking everywhere. So this is dropped to 29 days, so I'm just going to bump that up to 30 because we've not had any yet, and we'll do a review. I've just been looking, and there is a Grand Tour coming out called Euro Crash, so this might be nice to drink whilst watching Clarkson, May and Hammond driving around Europe, crashing stuff and having fun. That's only on in a few days, so we should still have some beer left for then. And I'll get into it. I'll pull it in, pull it through. So it was using an old line. Normally I just pull a little bit through like this. That then brings beer to the front of the line, which then lets me pull it through, hopefully fairly smooth. Oh, that's good. So I'll let that settle a little bit. The flavours I got there brought back memories of being in the pub with my dad like 10 years ago. This could well be the best keg I've had yet, from that flavour and that smell. So obviously I've just poured this. We'll top it up before we drink it, but it's got a 3-finger whitehead at the moment. I don't know if it's because I don't like leaving this in, which is why it fizzes up, creates that head. It smells very clean. Not much to it, but there was a nice fruity aroma when I had that first mouthful, when I was worried it was all going to spill over. Carbonation, I'm just going to rub it on this side so I can see what's going on because my glass is frosted up. Very, very light. There is, I can probably count the amount of bubbles that are in there. There's probably 3 at any one time rising up. Like an amber, almost like nectar colour. Slight floral aroma. Yeah, we'll get into it. We'll try and get through that head somehow. Oh, it's good, is that? There's a slight bitterness on the back end. There's lots of fruity and floral flavours coming through. And it's almost IPA-ish. I know it's a lager, but I'd say it was halfway in between lager and IPA. The flavours that are coming through. I've not had that come through on any other lager I've had. Yeah, lots of good flavours coming through, lots of fruits, and I can't pinpoint what fruit. More floral. Soft, like almost like water going through. There's no real mouthfeel to it. It doesn't stick. It just glides down. Sticking to the glass. It does stick to the glass. Head retention. Head retention's, you know, kind of there. It's a finger. Which is probably what it should be. Really good stuff. It wasn't the most expensive. It wasn't the cheapest. I think it's £36.90 a keg. If you add your spring rewards or your summer discount or whatever you get through using the app at the moment, and you get about 15% off, £5 back for the keg. You're still a couple of quid a pint, so it's not the cheapest. But quality wise, I'm not sure where you can actually get Hawkstone Lager in the pub. You definitely can't around here. So for that alone, you kind of have to buy a bottle or you've got to buy the keg, and if it's on the keg, it's a lot easier to drink, isn't it? Yeah, that's really good. I'll sum it up, I'll give this a 9 out of 10. And that 1 point's probably just on cost. If they were a bit cheaper, it'd be a lot easier to justify buying these kegs. I know the Budweiser Hasselrodder Tenants, when they're about £20 on short date, they're easier to justify and easier to give a higher score. But yeah, I doubt this is going to go on short date, because every time it goes on sale, it's straight sold, and then people are asking when it's coming back and they just do another batch. And I believe this batch that I've got tastes different to the first batch, so if you're pulling through different flavours, it might just be that you've got a new batch and it's not exactly the same as what this stuff was. There's a lot more carbonation towards that head when you spin it round. But yeah, I'm going to get off and enjoy this and watch the Eurocrash Grand Tour. So cheers, thanks for watching again, and I'll be back when I've got some more beers.